It cannot be that there is a reporter of the record.
And so what am I going to do here?
And government is reporting like
In Cherry Street.
all right,
And that's your business update.
This show was brought to you by MTN Business. Business done better. What are we doing today? MTN. Conversations Mondays to Thursdays from 7 to 8 p.m.
Minutes before 8 o'clock. We're wrapping up the show with the legal review tonight, joined in studio by attorney Martin Chidi. And we are discussing a very interesting question. If South Africa is our land almost 30 years after democracy, why are many still land? That's the one that we're touching on tonight. Attorney, good evening. Thank you very much for bringing up the studio.
Much appreciated as well from our side, and I hope it's indeed a great game.
It is a great evening. It would be greater if we could assist you in adjusting your mic.
Okay.
So if you could just try That's better. So, almost 30 years in South African democracy, yet many are still landless. Can we say that the land is What's the problem?
Well, we slightly discussed this in our previous session. But I didn't put the thing that I remember by the time that indeed the land is it's the land of Africa. The question was, why don't we have it? It's and I indicated the time that the law that was made by the rules. Cheap after that. We then developed the law, and that law that experience, election experience, access to, so that even from achieve, which we didn't really have at the time. Then we used conduct. So we then had a law that was developed in the end. Why are we here?
Right. Tonight's discussion, as you mentioned, just passed back to the discussion that we had. And I think it was only 30 years. And we have a similar question, right? The issue of if indeed the land is for why is it that a majority would have this either own a part of it or at least have access to the most fruitful part of this, right? But let's go back to the situation of land back in 1994, right? When people in 1994 after passed away old, they imagined that they'd wake up and somebody would just be catering land and giving them a platter or something to be tangible would be happening at that period, or rather during that period. But what was the actual situation here?
Well, I think the compromise that had to be reached between those negotiating, I would say that's the compromise that compromise. The question was to say, I want to be town. But that is what obtained the in 1996, we then had some current constitution. The constitution leaves the facilitation of access to land to government. the states, that is the parliament, has opened developed to ensure that the basis for facilitation which was started so that's where we had a foundation which should have utilized what we have in the constitution, and I know that in ways that the constitution should be amended. But amendment was so we could have used what we had in the constitution. In the back of my mind, I have section 5. It requires the state, and I remember it says the state that it should facilitate access to it, but the person who would see the end of obligation of the land establishment, the person who's elected in the government or into the executive, which forms part of the state, that had to be on the basis of law that's parliament. So, we failed at the legal framework level to provide for the state level, provide for legislation for parliament that regulates how it should be less difficult, if not difficult at all, for access to the land. We failed at that point, and consequently, whatever you implement is likely not to be sufficient as you vote. In other words, you don't meet the threshold set in the
that part of the constitution, that section states the state must take reasonable legislative and other measures within its available resources to foster conditions which enable citizens to gain access to land on an equal basis.
It's English, but it's easy to understand. Should be easy to understand.
It's the critical part. You know what? We'll continue with this conversation. Yeah, the question tonight is: if South Africa is almost 30 years of democracy, why do many still not have this land? Why are many still landless? You can think about this conversation as well. 07925 121. Thank you so much for reaching out. The only unfortunate part is that depending on your voice note and WhatsApp text, and I'm not being able to access that audio. Rather send it to 060-771-5106. That's the one to make for your voice note, and yes, they are welcome. Or you can text me to 079 291 I tell you what to make sure in the studio tonight as we delve into the
It was tough trying to make my social construct for me and my grandson, but now when I'm short, I'm making his so he can get his new school shoes and those.
Yeah, but it's what we do.
Is it? Do you need the AC?
Yeah.
If
If it may help.
I'm sorry. We are on 16 degrees here. Let's see, it should be sound.
No, it's off. Oh, but the audio is off.
That's the most.
No, you press it here. You press it here.
I'm doing the live replay.
What?
At the beginning of the year, Walter wanted to set big goals for himself, like fixing up the family house or getting rid of that store of oil to buy a new car. Although sometimes we should have a present to grow up, yet the loan will not be strict with an old mutual personal loan. SMS loans annually to 44964 to apply and qualify for up to 250,000 rand today. Old Mutual Finance is a licensed FSP and registered credit provider in CRC 2025. Please proceed. If South Africa is our land, almost 30 years after democracy, why are many still landless? That's the question tonight as we connect through the legal review tonight with Attorney Chidi, who has joined us in studio. And we had a similar conversation we mentioned in the first part of our chat just a few weeks ago, right? We've also, in the first part of our conversation, looked back at what 1994 looked like land. What are some of the steps, though, Attorney, that have been taken for access to?
And I like the lawyer, the part you read from section 25 of section 5 of the Constitution. Because then it says to you, facility that it's a foundation, an institution by the state, in particular, it allows them to like domestic members of society and obligation what steps have we taken to be in fact to make sure that that provision institution finds life? They appear to have been steps that are taken. But I'm going to mention that, and I do that based on the question that I put to you. In essence, the message you required that whatever steps that may have been taken, they have not led to what we promised, which is what people might have. So, which means that you find that Parliament seats, it's about 400 members thereof. They process documents, legislation, and all of that. And we would hope that with the steps that they take in the end, some access sufficient land, especially by the poor, if you consider repeatable access in the Constitution, section some of the steps that have been taken is the Constitution Act, and there's been a lot of money that has been invested in that project with the institution. This institution, as we started in the part as well, people go and claim land. They go in the main, they will show that they are from a particular portion of land in a particular setup. They demonstrate a way of tombstones, burial sites, and all of that, and where they stay and all of that. That has been focused on to a very large extent. And that is what government should consider. It's a lot of money that has been invested, not only money, but also legislative measure, act of parliament, or policies which support the act of parliament. But even on that level, government still not succeeding. And so that is a measure substantial that has been facilitated by government. There are instances where in agriculture and other sectors, limited maybe do apply for a lease, and they lease a particular farm into a period of all of that. But still, it's not enough because not everybody is there are many people. If you talk about people in town, for instance, here, well, if they are in the ordinarily not be around where they stay. So where you stay is where you have lost that way. business would be secondary ways, and we have failed as far as access to the home that you're secure to have is concerned. But also, I mean, the issue of security of tenants being secure in the land we have allocated by the traditional leadership. That is something that we failed as a council to ensure that the extent to which people are secure in their tenure, in their permission to occupy and they are allocated is sufficient. We have failed to that as well, but at least to some degree there is access. It doesn't find that it's not where we want to have the economy. So in the end, the reason why we have these discussions 1 minute after the other when maybe especially in the middle space is because there is hunger, land hunger out there. Conscious or not conscious, there are people who think they are okay where they are, but until we do sufficient work to say, let's bring our heads together. Whoever has little knowledge they have of land, people on the table, people become alive to the extent of the needs they have on the land. Until we do that, those who think that they need land, they will always think that they don't need it, and in the end, the struggle will be very they may be very few who are singing the song, and the rest are still thinking about patience. So, really. Yeah.
And how do we, on an equitable basis, then address the
most unfortunate fact is that we are not a system. You and I'll tell you what, I'm saying this conversation for us. If you check section 5 subsection, it will cost the company to land before. Not only land before, but reforms as to access to natural resources. So it's land and resources, natural resources. And it says on a equitable basis, it's right, almost the same with what we refer to in subsection. You read them together. The commitment that is accorded with subsection 5 tells you that we shouldn't be struggling on the issue of how we access land and ensure that it's on a equitable basis, because they say commitment. How then do we ensure that it happens? Unfortunately, as it stands, you can make known that if politicians don't see the need to stick to the constitution, right? And ensure that what is pertained, for instance, in the PNH constitution, which is to uplift the quality of life of the country. Citizens, if they don't see the need for that, would be where we are. And the steps that have to be taken to ensure that the constitutional provision, specifically subsection 5, that it is given effect to. If they don't see the need, and the simplest example you can give of how we can achieve the equitable access to land, you can apply subsection 8 of the Constitution. Subsection 8 of subsection 25, and it provides that one of the things you can do is to exclude any provision in section 25 which prohibits you from achieving what you want to achieve. One of the things that is difficult is to buy government land. So if you pay compensation and you know you don't have money, it means that you'll never be able to buy land in the next 50 years. So yeah, well, you only have outside, so it's more of them who have land that. So what you do simply applies to section 25, section 8. It says you can exclude any provision that prohibits, and I think they thought of it because I've seen why is it not applied? Maybe the discussion.
So when you turn to the issue of natural resources, it takes me to
Yeah.
where people in their backyards have right? And it's there in abundance, yet people cannot use this natural resource to enrich themselves due to various policies and licensing issues that can be resolved. But for some reason, are not being resolved, right? And what happens then in instances where now people want to have access to a particular portion of land that is so rich in various natural resources, either timber or fertility store, fertility for high scale agriculture and so forth, right? Yet when the same people want to acquire this land, if they find this is the arguments, but when it comes to them enriching themselves with these natural resources that are just there, lying there, there seems to be a problem. Does or do any of these policies or sections of the Constitution deal with that? Or are there any policies that seek to deal with this and put the guidelines out to the open to say that if you own in your own backyard, you have chrome and gold and diamonds, a beautiful partner as we get the family.
And then that is the absurdity of our system. Because, well, it may be invisible, but when it's on your face, you should be able to resolve it because these are the resources. Who's going to take the resources from my yard rather than me, the person there, it's a failure on the part of our state. So there's no hanging to it. They're there. And what is the intention? The intention is that you should, with facilitation of, it's not really facilitation of people because they already have access. In the case of people who have access, it's the facilitation of them to process this, either by selling them or other because it's not an issue of access. Just you've got this resource. Where do you take it to without being said to be a criminal? So you are made to be a criminal by being allocated to level there. There's this going where why can't we? And the most sad thing is that it's African leaders who fail their African people because they are blaming over ensuring that they are the ones who get those resources. We have direct access to those. Homeland has been allocated there. But that's that unfortunately that is the absolute.
It's a way of government just answering this idea. I think government just stand to benefit if they put a levy or some taxation system into the whole small scale mining. I think that's what they refer to it.
Yeah.
It's 8 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock.
Fortunately, it's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, okay. Okay. Thank you so much for attending to us tonight.
Oh, we should talk about these things and without any frustration because I think with the trajectory that we have actually will demise, our children will demise and will not change, but at least some may begin to introduce some level of change. Maybe some will thank you.
The government will listen sooner, hopefully not to invite us into soon. But thank you so much for joining us tonight. How long is this book?
We are available on 078 546 9626 078 546 9626. Thank you. Zanzibar.
Appreciate it. Well, just like that, conversations tonight. Invested. I know it ends on a cliffhanger, and I know forgive us for that. The issue is time. The publishers producing would prevent myself from the money I did not stay for the show tonight. That's what I'm doing. It's been lovely to go and stay blessed.
How did it go?
No, it went well.
Went well, nah?
Yeah.
This thing very
I agree. Oh, I agree. My brother, these things they are done by these chaps. So no, but it's here. What I don't know is whether it's still continuing or not. That's my story.
Okay, because you will stop it if it's continuing.
Okay, let me stop it here.